It just stops you doing so much for the fear of farting on people.
It's like a leper, isn't it? You don't want to go to bed with a leper.
Every woman has the right to, dress up and feel pretty, and I don't. I just want to hide away.
And positive thinking from now on.
Positive thinking, that's it.
Cheers, everyone.
Today marks the end of an often extraordinary 2 weeks for 8 ordinary Brits. In the care of global experts in alternative health, they've each moved massively closer to a life free from embarrassing illness, be it severe eczema, excessive sweating or extreme psoriasis. And their total system detoxification has benefited both bodies and minds.
When you start to detox the body and let go of old waste matter, what you're also releasing is the stored emotions. So now when we send somebody home from a detox, they've not only been completely transformed physically, they've also been transformed emotionally.
The detoxers' challenge from here on will be to maintain their newfound awareness of the mind-body connection out in the real world. To prepare them, mind coach Sandy uses an ancient Native American rite of passage. If they feel they can, he wants everyone to break an arrow.
Now you're going to break it with the softest part of your body, but it is also the most powerful part of your body too. Now you cannot try to break an arrow, you just have to break it. Does that make sense? So breathing in, and then out.
The breathing technique is intended to focus their thoughts and empower them to break with the past and step forward into their new selves.
Step forward and break the arrow. Okay? So who'd like to do it first? I'll go for it. Okay?
Unsurprisingly, it's Alex, the Royal Marine, who's first to put himself in the line of fire.
Alex! Alex!
I feel I'm a lot closer, definitely, to being in control, a lot closer.
Alex! Alex! Alex!
Woo! Any improvement in Mudge's condition can't be ascertained until she gets back to her fiancé, but she does have a whole new attitude to life in general.
Mudge! Mudge!
I'm ready to take the world on, so come and get me.
Mudge! 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 Mudge!
'Cause I'm ready for you.
Mudge! 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 Mudge!
I've got dodgy error, have I?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Let's focus on the book.
It's a powerful moment for 22-year-old Mudge.
Paul! Paul!
And 50-year-old Paul is also feeling brand new.
I'm a different person now. I'm a better person.
Paul! Yes!
Wow.
Wow.
Lindsay.
Lindsay! Lindsay!
I was the only one that was holding me back, really, and I know that.
Lindsay! Lindsay!
That was so Lindsay as well. That was so good.
Feel it great, Bendy, don't you feel good?
I was so scared as well when I was out there. Oh my God, that's my God. You have to do that.
Lindsay's jubilation over her break doesn't seem to be winning over Jillian, who's looking more apprehensive with each one. Instead, Kathy's the next to step forward.
Kathy! Kathy! Kathy!
It's a real journey. I'm still learning things now, and it's going to continue.
Kathy! Yes!
The others have made it look easy. Now it's Callum's make or break moment.
Feel it, remember to breathe, really feel it. Raise your energy. Raise your energy, that's right. Very good.
Callum!
Callum!
I know I'm so determined mentally that I will not be back to the way I was. Ever.
Callum! Callum!
Yes! 23.
That was determination.
Wow.
3 pieces.
3 pieces.
Yeah, sure.
Rohini is perhaps the one whose self-esteem has suffered the most because of her embarrassing condition.
Rohini, I want to see a more solid stance with you. And really up and then down.
Let's all get behind her, guys. Come on, this is a big moment.
Okay.
To move on from the past would mean the world.
Look where you're going.
I want to put the last 9 years behind me. I don't ever want to experience that pain or frustration again.
Yes! Come on! Yes!
The symbolism of the arrow break is clearly significant for our silent sufferers. But there's still one person who hasn't stepped forward.
I don't know, I just feel as if everybody else has done it. I should do it, but I don't want to do it.
No, that's not the reason.
But I don't want to do it.
If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's going to fit in your suitcase. So let's take it home broken. However, how else could you break that? Could we maybe break it over a knee? And I'd still like you to have us chant for you, take 3 breaths, and then break it. Jillian, Jillian.
I think I'm back on track now, so... I know I'm back on track.
Jill, Jill. Yeah!
They've transformed themselves on many levels. But today, the 8 detoxers must say goodbye to the therapists who've brought them this far.
Take care.
And continue on their individual healing journeys alone.
Thank you.
Can they do it? Or after 3 months, is embarrassment once again part of their lives?
I was going through customs and showing my passport, and the guy just goes to me, goes, "What happened? Did you burn your face?"
8 Brits spent 2 weeks in Turkey facing up to emotional demons and a raft of therapies which were often foreign, if not sometimes downright alien. Wow. But since their return home 3 months ago, the detoxers have had to face the challenge of going it alone on their healing paths. The world of holistic health was galaxies away from factory worker Paul's everyday life in Hull. But he was desperate to rid himself of the embarrassing condition that was impacting on every area of his life.
You don't have sexual relationships now. Because nobody wants to lay next to somebody, well, it's like a leper, isn't it? You don't want to go to bed with a leper.
His body was ravaged with psoriasis, inflamed, scabby and scaly patches which had been gradually spreading for 4 years. 1.2 million Brits currently suffer from psoriasis. Fewer than 25% of them seek help, and even fewer are likely to try a gruelling detox. But one silent sufferer did.
And 2 weeks in the spa, I'll show you exactly the difference. As you can see, the front, if you can remember what it was like, it was all covered there, round the belly button especially, stomach, all the sides. You see faint red marks, which doesn't really bother me that. Go around there, the back, you can't see any blemish. Bit pink, don't worry about that. Bit pink around there, look, which is nothing. And I'm pleased with these. I mean, I'm not scratching, look at that, it's clear all the way around. I can lie in a bed without loving scratching, and lie in a bed without changing my shirt because of the blood, and it's fantastic.
Although Paul initially believed it was a near-drowning incident in New Zealand that triggered his psoriasis.
Is it too difficult to talk about at the moment? Okay.
Therapies uncovered several suppressed traumas from his childhood, and treatments helped him work through the associated emotions he'd been burying. And ultimately, he was able to overcome his fear of water. The emotional detox went hand in hand with the physical one, and as his skin began to change in Turkey, so did Paul's understanding of how diet could affect his condition.
I mean, without the spa, I'd probably still have been drinking bottles of whiskey and all sorts. Do you know what I mean? I've got bottles of beer in there now that I don't even touch. The lads bring them in, put them there, and I'll sit watching TV, and do I have a beer? No, I don't want a beer. I'll have a fruit juice. Or I'll have a tea. Herbal tea. Stopped having milk. I've changed completely. Eating habits and everything. How's it going?
And it seems Hull might now even have its own evangelical health guru in Paul.
Bread as well, bread's a no-no. No. Yeah, alcohol's a factor. Your bread, your meat, things like that. Your dairy products. Oh yes, it's unbelievable. Change. I mean, I would have come in here and just eaten everything. I'd have eaten a bowl of that and come back for that and tried on that. Honestly. It's surprising how diet does it. A lot of people talk about diet. It's not just losing weight diets, it's inside your body and everything. It's absolutely fantastic. So I had all the experts there showing you what to do. And it really did prove it to me. It really did do it to me.
Paul has had an amazing transformation. Not only has his psoriasis now almost completely gone, but his body is changing shape all the time. He's had to go down 3 notches in his belt. He's just taken it all on board. He tells everyone he can meet how to detox. He's, it's been the biggest journey of his life, and I think he's done incredibly, incredibly well.
All right, I'll see you in a bit.
Cheers, thank you. See you later.
I feel younger. I feel 10 years younger. I know it sounds silly, but I do. I had my 50th while I was in the spa, didn't I? But I don't feel 50. I feel 30. I look at the TV, the footballers at 30, and I think, well, I'm just as good as them at 30. You know what I mean? It sounds silly, but I do. I feel it. Everything about me, I feel 100% better. I've changed because I've grown up. I know it sounds silly when I just said I feel 10, 15 years younger, but I have grown up. More mature now than I was before. Before I was just probably the Wally of a Paul who just went in the spa and just had a laugh and joke and laughed at everything. But now I think it's a serious side as well as a jovial side. I think that's good for me. I do.
And the improvement in his skin and overall health has meant improvement in all areas.
Sexual side of it went, but now it's coming back gradually. So the only trouble is at the moment I'm working too many bloody nights. So once I stop working nights, it'll be perfect.
Paul's transformation is clear to see, but not everyone's embarrassing condition was so visible. Mudge's sex life with her fiancé was also suffering before she went to the spa, as a direct result of her specific problem. Involuntary clamping of her vaginal muscles each time she and her fiancé attempted sexual intercourse made penetration unachievable.
I thought, funny enough, because I used to do dance when I was younger, I had loads of rhythm. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to be a breeze at sex. I'm going to be wicked, I've got the rhythm for it. But I'm going to be the best at this. And then it came down to it, and it was like the complete opposite. It was a complete cliche.
She made light of her condition by bringing vibrators to a group therapy session. But the holistic concept of detoxing both mind and body eventually brought up unresolved anger related to a teenage sexual assault, which the therapist believed was holding her back from experiencing love at all levels.
In order to open the vagina, you have to open your heart.
An anger-releasing session with mind coach Sandy released some of her pent-up emotion.
No! No! No!
Fantastic, yes!
But also made her doubt her future with her fiancé.
I questioned the relationship quite a bit because I was in such a bad place. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know where I was at my life. I didn't know what to do with myself. And I'd been through so much turmoil before my fiancé. And to come in a relationship where I thought it would be easy and to have problems, that made me doubt quite a lot of things about life in general. And it was something I had to get over. It was a mind block that I needed to get over. I think the big turning point for me was just after I had the hammam. From then on, for some reason, it just felt like a whole cleansing experience. It just like I saw the light kind of thing, if that makes sense.
The hammam is an interesting therapy. It sounds just like you're getting washed and scrubbed, but for many people it's a very cleansing, quite a symbolic treatment, and for Mudge it really struck her at that level, and she seemed to come out of the hammam looking and feeling like a different person.
It just made me realise, you know, things aren't going to change for you. They're not going to come after you. You have to make those changes for things to work.
But of course, Mudge couldn't truly measure whether things were going to work thanks to the detox until she got home.
Everything on the physical side is in order. Perfect working order. So no out of order signs for me anymore. It's amazing. Like literally the first night that I came back from Turkey. That was it. Just no problems at all. It just, from there, it's just been consistent. No problem whatsoever. And I'm happy about that. And I'm sure he is too.
She came back and she said now she's cleaned her head. She's realised that it's just mental and now no problem with it. It's as if it weren't even there in the beginning, because now we don't have no stops, we don't have no problems in that department no more. And she won't leave me alone, and we're just a healthy sex life now.
So Mudge got her mojo back in Turkey, but she also turned a corner in terms of nutrition, having witnessed how a fondness for junk food can stack up inside.
For someone who ain't eaten for 7 days, that's a lot.
And she can't stop talking about colon cleansing.
I've been telling everyone to do enemas. I showed them my pictures that I took of like the colon black and stuff, and they're like, Mudge, that's rank. But I'm saying that is inside you, so I recommend you do an enema. So, and they're really interested.
I don't know what you want today. Come to my house, I'll make you all an enema.
It sounds weird because to us it's not the norm to be sticking things up the other entry hole. It's basically like having a colonic, but you do it yourself.
Oh, do it yourself.
DIY colonic.
It's not that you've lost weight and look anorexic. You look healthy, but you've lost weight and look nice.
And your hair even looks like, I don't know,
healthier.
I just feel so much more elegant, so much more sexy, and I carry myself better than I did before. Some people might see it as that I love myself now or I'm arrogant, but it's not. It's just I feel so much more better about myself.
While the vaginismus now vanquished by Mudge is estimated to affect around 35,000 women in Britain, Customs Officer Callum was part of a far larger embarrassing illness club. Symptoms vary, but irritable bowel syndrome is likely to strike 1 in 5 Brits at some point in their lives. And for Callum, it manifested as bowel spasms and attacks of diarrhea, so he felt he could never venture far from the loo.
Before the spa, I've always been, this is the thing, I went from being somebody who was quite extrovert and very sociable to going through this whole, this thing hit me then, and then I stopped going out, I stopped doing the things I normally did.
Instead, Callum would stay at home with his partner rather than risk an embarrassing situation in public. But a man can only spend so much time on the internet adding to his collection of action figures. So, as much as he worried about what it might entail, he too signed up for a group detox.
I just thought in the end I'm going to be either desperately unwell or I'll get through this.
With Callum, he was a character that did worry a lot about other people, about himself and other situations, and I think a great thing for him at the spa was actually just having to connect with this group of people, very diverse group of people, and I think he grew as a person out of that as well, and learnt to let go, which is a huge thing.
Letting go was par for the course for every detoxer, with twice daily enemas administered to purge any stagnating waste matter from the colon. And even Callum, whose bowel movements have been happening all too frequently, was amazed at what he'd stored up.
Wow. I think you could drive a tractor up there today, no, to be quite honest.
And other therapies helped de-stress Callum's mind.
Normally so highly strung and so stressed and so anxious all the time. I left the UK just hoping that something would change whilst I'm here.
I did realise that something had to change and I had to change, and I wasn't sure though what that was.
His IBS was both a body issue and a mind issue, and the mind and the emotions have a huge effect on the bowel. He was very worried, about lots of things and kind of anxious about a lot of things in his life. So his learning was actually identifying with himself, his emotions and his physical state,
so that we knew once we'd helped solve some of the underlying triggers for the IBS, that the IBS had nothing else to go from.
Everything else associated, that the medicinal things I'd got before I went have gone. I don't use anything, I don't take anything. And the thing that I do is if I have a particularly bad bout, I have a tumbler of brandy and peppermint, and it goes. Whether that's because I'm slightly happy, but it goes. So it just goes to show you a lot of it can... I'm not saying it all is mind over matter. I think a lot of it's mind over matter.
Like Callum, Office Administrator Lindsay also turned to the spa in despair because of IBS, but her symptoms were at the opposite end of the spectrum. For over 5 years, she'd suffered from chronic constipation and the very embarrassing side effect of severe flatulence.
Like the constipation side of it you can cope with to a certain extent, because that's something you can hide from other people, but the farting, you can't hide that. And it's not nice to share.
It stood to reason that all the colon cleansing would pay dividends for Lindsay's clogged bowel.
Oh shit, oh, look how many worms are in my body.
But there were also emotional blockages to get past regarding her attitudes to relationships as a result of her parents' divorce.
What stops you splitting up when you realise the relationship's not right anymore for you?
Because I don't want them to be unhappy.
Like your dad was?
I didn't realise how much of it was involved with like childhood stuff and the divorce, and I didn't realise it went that far back. Oh, things were so deep-rooted. There was a point at the spa and I knew that had changed because I cried for nearly a whole day. And I cried in front of people, which was a big step forward because that's me actually sharing feelings for once.
And having let it all go on all levels...
I no longer fart. I don't... Well, an odd one, but I don't really... It's not even a concern anymore.
The constipation is also history, and there's been a corresponding mind shift too. Her embarrassing flatulence prevented Lindsay from pursuing her love of dance, but the detox sowed the seeds of a new passion.
There's so much changed in my life. I'm off to India to study yoga teacher training, so I'll come back and be a teacher, which would be something that I never thought I'd do. I've got the confidence to do it now, which is nice.
Lindsay came to us really not quite sure of her path in life, if you like. She had a lot of talents, she's a beautiful girl, but she wasn't really deciding what to do. And what has been really nice to hear is that she's actually off to India to study yoga, to become a yoga teacher, which I think will be a beautiful combination for her. It's the physical, it's the mental, it's the emotional, and she really engages people well. So it's lovely for us to see that the kind of the cycle continues, if you like.
I would love to work like for, well, have my own retreat would be amazing eventually. If I could just heal 3 people, I'd be happy. If they could feel how I feel now being back and how content I am with myself and my life and just everything, if I could pass that on to people, that would be my biggest achievement in life, I think.
3 months after doing a major emotional and physical detox at a Turkish spa, 8 Brits are revealing how the experience has affected their embarrassing illnesses and their outlook on life. 30-year-old Rohini went to Turkey with her self-esteem at rock bottom and constantly sleep-deprived thanks to her itching and irritated skin. 1 in 12 Brits suffer from some form of eczema, but Rohini's was so extreme that she felt it resembled an elephant's hide. Her upper body and face were ravaged by the disease, and she was virtually unrecognisable from her graduation photo.
I was at my lowest before I went to Turkey. I can't even explain how depressed and suicidal I was, and the 2 weeks has totally turned my life around. I'm just going to show you what my skin's looking like now. It's a lot better, still dry, but no cuts, and I'm able to totally use my arms, which is great. It's just a matter of time, really, and I think if I keep taking my oils and eating the right foods, it should be okay. It's not as dark. I mean, this, I used to have eczema all the way up here, and that's my normal skin colour. So it's just this bit here and here that needs to be healed. So it's definitely getting better.
The severity of Rohini's eczema meant it wasn't going to disappear immediately. And since the spa was essentially a cocoon, the challenge was always going to be dealing once again with the harsh reality of life.
I was going through customs and showing my passport, and the guy just goes to me, "What happened? Did you burn your face?" And I was just like, oh God, like, don't say that to me, because now I'm going to be dwelling on this for the next 2 weeks. And I was really like, you do kind of think, shit, is that what people see when they see me? But, sorry.
Although she's still having to endure insensitive remarks, Rohini did leave the spa inspired to make changes to her diet, which would benefit her skin.
When I got back from Turkey, I was feeling great. Everything was going really well. I was actually managed to get myself into the kitchen and cook, and I was making salads, and you know, it's really positive.
But her job as a clinical research scientist involves a lot of travel, making a healthy organic diet more difficult.
About a month ago, I stopped following my diet because I just couldn't do it while I was travelling. Being on the go, arriving like midnight, you know, hotels and stuff, you just got to get room service, whatever's available. But it's not been so bad. If I had done this before the detox, my skin would have been a nightmare, and my face would have been swollen, it would have been weeping, bleeding, everything. But that's not an excuse to basically carry on this diet. So I'm not travelling now as much, and I will get back on track and follow my diet.
With Rohini, her job also is very intellectually demanding, and she spends all her time up here in her head, even though she has the awareness now that what she needs to do is connect a little bit more with her body. So again, she has to find a way to do that mind-body connection on a day-to-day basis.
The mind-body connection is something of a mantra for the holistic detox team. But Rohini's spa experience also took on a spiritual dimension after she believed she felt the presence of Durga, an Indian goddess.
I've told like some friends, and I know they think I'm totally wacky, you know, it's like, okay, and they take the piss out of me. But like, I know it's like jokingly, and like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether they believe me or not. It's like, I know what I feel and what I've experienced, and I know how it's changed my life. Before, I would just always walk with my head down, eyes lowered, and you know, wouldn't even look where I was going. Now I'm okay with people looking at my skin. If they look at my skin, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
For 30-year-old accountant Kathy, the detox experience was also an eye-opener on many levels.
I didn't really appreciate that there was a mind-body connection, and if anyone had said that to me, I would have been quite sceptical of it and poo-pooed the idea.
But Kathy could no longer afford to poo-poo any potential solutions to the debilitating menorrhagia she was suffering from. The average woman bleeds for 5 days every 4 weeks. Kathy was bleeding for 21 days and had been doing so for years.
I keep a note of when I come on and I'm not on. And this is right from the start of the year, but as you can see, it was pretty much the whole of January, February and March and April. And I went to the spa on the 31st of July, was there for 2 weeks, and as you can see, when I got back on the Monday, I actually had 28 days without anything. It was amazing.
It's an incredible step forward for Kathy. And although the physical detox proved key in rebalancing her system, acupuncture with Yair also provided an interesting perspective.
I think one of my first sessions was with Yair, and I've always had when I lay down that one of my legs, my feet stand up and the other one flops to the side, and Yair obviously stands and looks at you and looks at your energy levels, and he said, this is interesting.
I want to ask you along these lines if there's any difficulties in your maybe sexual identity or feminine identity or anything along these lines.
Do you mean like body issues or?
Body issues or issues that relate to your sexuality.
I come out there thinking, I've come with one problem and I might be going home with more than I thought. But when I actually spoke to him about it, he said that the right side is your masculine side and your left side is your feminine side. So my feminine side is very closed. And he probably is right, because everything I do in my life is masculine traits. I support myself, I'm quite career-minded.
During the detox, Kathy would have liked to have connected more spiritually when they meditated. And back in Britain, it seems Rohini and her goddess Durga have extended a helping hand.
Talking to Rohini really helped when I came back, because I really wanted to get something when I was away and I didn't really. And she gave me a little card with Durga on it and said, keep that near you, and when you're doing it, just try not to think of anything. And she just gave me some tips really. And then I was thinking about something quite personal, and Rohini phoned me the following day. She said, I had a visit from Durga last night, and she'd been to see you, and she answered this thing that I was thinking of. And I was like, oh my God, and she was in Portugal. So Rohini's in Portugal talking to me in England about Durga that apparently has been with me and her the day before, and answering a question that I had. I never discussed it with Rohini. It was just a real personal thought. There's no way that she could have known that I was thinking about it. No way.
Her spiritual side may now be budding, but Kathy will also need to nourish herself on a nutritional level to establish regular periods.
The end of September was my birthday here, and I went out for the weekend there, and then the following weekend I went to Belfast, and as you can see, it just messed up the whole cycle. So it was really weird. It just shows the connection between what you're eating and not taking care of yourself does.
With Kathy, what we've had is an incredible breakthrough with her physically, whereby her body's just regulated in itself and she's now become much more normal. But what she realises that if she binge drinks or binge eats, she's much more likely to come on straight away after that. What we've seen is the physical transformation, which was really dramatic, and also this emotional transformation where she's now stronger, more powerful in herself and a much more confident person all round.
I'm still very masculine in my... In fact, my lesbo leg is sticking straight out.
For mother of two Jillian, the detox was also about rebalancing. But it was her relationship with food that needed to be on a more even keel.
It's just been my friend, really, just my best friend, I think. I said to my husband that I love food more than him.
She arrived at the spa with her 5'6" frame burdened by a 16-stone weight, the result of a decade-long battle with compulsive overeating.
I used to drool over the cakes. I know it sounds awful at Sainsbury's, but now I just sort of like look and think, oh, I don't fancy that, or I start picking holes in it thinking, oh, that's pastry, I can't have pastry anyway, or I shouldn't really have that, and I can have it as a treat, but I look at it and I don't get that feeling, and I like my mouth watering, thinking, I've got to have it. I just don't get that feeling, and it's more like being in charge now.
Pre-spa, it was definitely the food that was in charge of Jillian, and the therapists believe she was using it to stuff down unhappy childhood memories.
My dad was so strict with me and my older brother.
A 7-day fast helped them come to the surface to be dealt with.
I did find it difficult when the food wasn't there, but then I really adjusted to it. It was almost like I just accepted it, and this was part of my journey, and because I wasn't having the food, maybe that's why more of my emotions did come up.
The turning point came for Jillian when she did a letter-burning ritual with Sandy to release the painful memories.
And I think I was hard on myself as well about dealing with my dad, and that really was the most powerful moment for me.
When Jillian arrived at the spa, she was living in the past. And I think when we saw the baggage, if you like, the emotional baggage go, we also saw some of the physical, as in she actually started to lose weight for the first time in a long, long time.
When I got under the 15 stone, I was just nearly crying. I was going, oh, it's a miracle, I haven't been under 15 stone for ages. And I was just so happy. She goes, I can see you're happy, Jill. I said, happy, I'm elated. And I just wanted to scream and shout and, just tell everybody. But I was really, really happy.
No longer dependent on the likes of crisps and cream cakes for comfort then. These days, Jillian opts for nutritionally nourishing food.
I'd say that soup looks a bit today, but once it's all blitzed up, it looks nice. I find that I like to know what's in my food now, whereas if you open a convenience meal, you don't really know what's in that. I like it when it goes all like.
And she makes sure the rabbit named in honour of her experience in Turkey
You coming out, Detox?
gets the healthiest of meals too.
He likes that. He likes the old broccoli. He never has old vegetables because they're all nice and fresh all the time.
Rather than Jillian reaching for food for comfort, as she always did, as was her habit in the past, she's now used tools that we've given her, such as the altar by the fridge, which might sound a bit wacky, but if it works, don't knock it, and affirmations, things like that. So she's got other things to do and other things to use to cope with any stress that she might encounter.
What happens if I feel as if I'm getting really anxious and I think, I need to eat something, and I've got nothing in the fridge to eat bad anyway. I light my candle and sometimes I stand there eating my apple with my candle lit, thinking, help me, who's going to help me? And I think, I help myself, I support myself. Jill, this is fine, you can support yourself.
Understanding and dealing with emotions that may have their roots in the past and an impact on their embarrassing ailment was a core lesson for every one of the 8 detoxers, even muscular marine Alex.
When Alex first arrived at the spa, he looked like the perfect physical specimen, really. You wouldn't have known there was anything wrong with him.
He went to great lengths to hide it, but the 26-year-old was deeply stressed about the excessive sweating he suffered from, and the spa was his last hope.
I was in quite a state before I went on to the spa, and especially leading up to the spa, because I was apprehensive about the whole thing, thinking, well, it's shit or bust with this, really. This is the final thing, and then thinking, well, what happens if nothing works? What if I come back? Where do I turn then? So I was very apprehensive about that.
The expression shit or bust is most apt, but although the physical detox had its benefits, it was letting go of negative thoughts which ultimately had the greatest effect on the emotionally contained Royal Marine.
As we went through the course of the 2 weeks, he really started to open up, he started to share things, he started to talk about his emotions, which I think was quite unusual for him.
I think turning point was having sessions with Sandy. He sort of managed to get into my mind and pull things out that no one has ever been able to do, or I've never let anyone do. I don't know if I was that relaxed and I thought, well, we'll just go for it, see what happens. I've never talked about some of those things. I've always shied away from it.
With mind coach Sandy, Alex realised his sweating might have triggers in suppressed anger and anxiety from school days, relating to the then undiagnosed dyslexia.
I just thought I'd be looked upon differently. Lose some credibility, maybe.
Lose credibility? And what might happen if you lost credibility?
Lose popularity, I suppose.
And after Sandy used techniques to release the stored so-called toxic beliefs, Alex noticed a distinct reduction in his sweating.
It's just a weight off my mind, really. I don't wake up every morning now thinking, right, what am I going to wear today? Am I going to sweat? What position am I going to be in? So that in itself has taken a massive chunk of stress out of my life.
He has now been able to control the process so that even if he feels himself beginning to sweat, which, let's face it, is a natural phenomenon, then he can stop it and he's in control of it. And more than that, he's happy in his own skin, which is really nice to see.
3 months ago, when 8 Brits signed up for 2 weeks at a Turkish spa in a bid to rid themselves of their embarrassing illnesses, they couldn't have imagined that the body and mind detox would prove so successful. They also couldn't have imagined they'd be able to break arrows on their last day. But having done so, they're keen for more challenges. And 3 months on, an invitation to walk on fire, no less, has brought some of the 8 together again. Lindsay's already in India, and family commitments have kept both Paul and Jillian safe from the latest detox antics. But for the remaining 5, there's only one hot topic of conversation.
Callum, you looking forward to the firework?
I've heard some horror stories about things, about bandages and...
Yeah, who did that come from?
No, that wasn't from me.
I seriously don't know if I'm going to do this.
No, you'll be fine. We'll be with you every step of the way until it comes to changing your bandages, then you're on your own.
The jokes help ease any tension, but having talked the talk, it's time to walk the walk. Wintry Scotland is a far cry from sunny Turkey, but things will heat up soon enough.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Mind coach Sandy is there to welcome the group to the world of strolling over hot coals.
Hello.
Good to see you.
And you?
Firewalking is an ancient and unique method of testing beliefs about the nature of reality. and in theory, challenges and motivates the walkers to realise their full potential.
To lead the firewalk, we have certified firewalk instructor Bryce Redford with us. He's going to make sure that you walk safely today, and he's worked with hundreds of people. He's helped hundreds of people walk over fire, so you're in safe hands today. Very first thing we're going to do is light the fire tonight. So we've got a volunteer. Fantastic.
Rohini's happy enough to light the fire, but will she be able to walk on it? It's not long before the flames take hold, and they might be happy playing tourists for now, but the reality of the Detox's challenge is becoming ever more real.
You've already had an amazing experience with the Detox. A firewalk is another one of those examples. This fire will burn down, and it'll probably burn down over the next wee while, and the average temperature when this is burnt down is about 1200 degrees. So it gives you an idea of how hot that is. And as you can see from there, you're feeling waves of heat as you're watching at the moment. So how are you all feeling?
Nervous.
Nervous?
Cold.
Cold? Not for long. No. What I love about firewalking is that it's a very unique opportunity to do something which is seemingly impossible. And doing so kind of shows us that we're more powerful than we could possibly imagine. In terms of theories, there's lots of theories. One of my favourite ones comes from a tribe in Africa called the Kung tribe. And they believe when the energy of their bodies matches the energy of the fire, then they can walk in safety.
As mind-body detox therapists, Amanda and Sandy know the ability to firewalk has a lot to do with how you're feeling and thinking.
With firewalking, we encourage everyone to tune into their intuition and only walk if it feels right.
I think it's picking up a lot of what we did over in the hour break in Turkey for me, and it's going to be again that group dynamic thing. Let's see who goes first, let's see who steps up, let's see if everyone can actually do it.
When they did the hour break, it was on the last day of the retreat, and they were all fired up, they were all together. They'd been in a very insular space where we were taking them through the experience, and they've not had that. They've basically had 3 months on their own, and they've been brought together to do a very big task.
So this is our chance to really see if they can still hold on to the lessons of Turkey, if they're still going to be able to sort of pull it out of the bag 3 months on. Right, I finally joined you. How are you all feeling?
Nervous.
Nervous? Apprehensive? Remember, it's completely up to you whether you do it or not.
Do you remember what it's saying? It's feel what you're feeling, whatever that is, whether it's terror or joy or whatever emotion you're feeling. Breathe, so make sure you're breathing. So be aware of your breathing. Breathe from your stomach, yeah? And then when it feels like, make a choice if you want to walk or not. But before we do that, we're just going to do a quick fire breath. So, ready? And number 1. Number 2. Number 3.
Callum's the first of the group to step forward. The detox experience has taken him from being a scared and anxious IBS sufferer to someone happier, healthier and more confident.
Callum. You've got to make a decision, a conscious decision to change yourself. Do things you wouldn't normally do.
Callum.
Alex is next. He's realised he has the ability within him to manage his emotions and therefore his sweating.
It doesn't take over my life anymore.
No longer bleeding for 3 weeks out of 4, accountant Kathy now appreciates the value of emotional balance too.
It's just knowing the effects that your mind can have over your body. I think that's the most amazing thing that I've learned.
Mudge's anger was affecting her ability to enjoy physical love. The spa has changed all that.
It's definitely helped me because I don't have anger anymore. I'm not angry.
Rohini's eczema still has far to go, But with every step, she gets closer to her goal.
Rohini, Rohini.
There is an answer. Your body can heal itself. You just got to believe that you can do it.
Rohini, Rohini.